So we are now ready then for some wise advice to put this into our lives. So we've invited an amazing leader. This leader is going to talk to you about what he's learned in life. He started back in New York in 1954. He graduated from Babylon High School. He attended UT, USF, and Hamburger University. That'll give you a clue. He started working at McDonald's as a bathroom cleaner, right from the bottom, right? Married his beautiful wife, Darcy, best thing he ever did. Has 3 children, 3 grandchildren. Vancouver became vice president of the local Casper's McDonald's. Volunteered with a lot of different non-for-profits, board member, participant in Enterprise Village, giving back to the community, board of directors for Hillsborough Education Foundation, and McDonald's participate in the community, chairman for Kids for Change, Keynote, and today, our character GPS keynote speaker, give a big hand of applause for our very own Bob here.
Great to be here.
Okay, I'm gonna pull
That's
up.
a good speaker, isn't it? Good evening, everybody. It is an honor for me to be here today, especially for those 8 of you. Advances this one right here.
Yeah.
The 8 of you sitting in the front row. A lot of the things that I have to say blend perfectly with what you've learned over the last 4 days. Pretty significant that you're here. How many of you go to Stewart? Raise your hand. I think 4 of you go to Stewart. And what school do you go to?
Some of these are 8th graders going to high school.
So where are you going to go?
Going into high school. How many students are there at Stewart Middle School? About. How many? What do you
About
think?
1,000 students.
1,000 students? And if there are 2 or 3 other schools, let's add a few more thousand of them. Let's say 4,000 students. How many of them are sitting right here? 8. That sets you apart from them at such a high level of significance that you all need to understand where you are and who you are. All right, let's start going through this. That's me, and this, I'm a retired vice president of community relations for Casper's company. They owned 60 McDonald's restaurants at the time that I retired.
Stop advancing.
All right, what am I doing wrong? Was it
The right button.
Bottom button? No, there.
There you go.
There you
Got
go.
it.
For 47 years, I worked for that company. And as you saw, what Jeff put up there, I started, my first responsibility was cleaning toilets and urinals. And most people go, I'm not gonna do that. Yes, here's something I'm gonna guarantee all of you right here. You're all gonna start at an entry-level position somewhere. And you know what's cool about that? You can stay there as long as you want. Just do an average job. Show up most of the time. And you'll stay there at that entry-level position. But like he talked about gravity, that's keeping your butt in that seat right now. There's a gravity in the business world too. It's called you do a good job, you're gonna get noticed. So I got noticed, and I got promoted and promoted and promoted. That's it. I'm an author and a speaker. I wrote a book! When I retired, my first goal was to write a book about my journey and have a legacy piece for my family and for my children. My second goal was to break even, because it costs a lot of money to write a book and bring it to market. So there's my book. Title of the book is Generating Happiness, 47 years of life lessons under the arches. I suggest you buy a book for you and one for everyone you've ever known all your life. It's available at generatinghappiness.com. So, make sure I don't get ahead of myself. I want to repeat some of the things that Mr. Kane talked about what exists in your world today. Some of the challenges that make your head spin and want to explode, that you want to just take duct tape, tie your head together so it doesn't explode. So we talk about drugs, gangs, social media pressures, bullying, fighting, homework, grades, GPA! Well, that's tough, especially when you got to bring that report card home and mom says, let me see it. Yeah. GPA, home responsibilities, money pressures, cheating, disrespect, stealing, dealing. How do you navigate? What did I miss? Any other tough things? What did I miss? Come on, tell me. What did I miss? There's another one in there that's tough. What did I miss? What did I miss? Anything? What are some other tough things that you deal with? You got one? You got one for me? All right. I know you do. It's in your back pocket. But what does it feel like when you've got all of these things that you've got to manage? It feels like that. I jumped into the fire! Well, I'm going to tell you how to get out of it. In addition to what the Canes have taught you over the last 4 days. And I'm going to start about talking about one of my favorite subjects. Me. And my job description when I was working at Casper's Cup in their restaurant. So there it is. Those are some of the things I did. Marketing, communications, POP, that's point of purchase, merchandising, digital menu board programming, agency liaison with our advertising agency. I was in charge of all the service awards, crew incentives, blah, 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 blah. All those things I did. And I was asked to give those a job description when people wanted me to be a guest speaker. I said, well, what do you do? What's your job description? I wrote all of those things. And I went through, I looked at every one of those things, and what was the net result of everything I did. When I was in the restaurants, I was running restaurants, and I'd hand that Happy Meal, I'd go, here you go, little princess, here's your Happy Meal. What was the net result? It's a smile. When I had an assistant manager that's working for me again, I said, congratulations. You're now going to be promoted to store manager and run a multi-million-dollar restaurant. What was the restaurant? What was the results of that? How about when I went like this? I said, here you go, congratulations. Here's your new company car. When they never had a car. What was the net result of all of those things that I did? It was this. Come on. Wasn't all those things. I generated happiness. That's what I did. And at that point, I changed my job description. Those 2 words. What do you do? I generate happiness. That's what I do. And all 4,000 of our employees, that is now your job description. Whether you're cleaning the crapper or whether you're the president of the company, your first responsibility is to understand that what it is that you do, if you do it well, you are going to generate happiness. It's really good in a book. You should buy the book. So, I started researching and trying to understand the whole happiness thing. It's good. I'm going to make this focused for you. It is really good stuff. Are you paying attention? Is he paying attention? He doesn't. Just hit him in the back. It started long before these guys, but they documented it. You know who these guys are? The founding fathers of our country. Most people don't know all of them. especially John Jay, who nobody really remembers John Jay. He's actually a pretty cool dude. If you look him up and read him, most of the other names on there you certainly recognize. But whether they were biblically inspired or the actual hand of God was part of it, they wrote that. The Declaration of Independence. It is a brilliant document. If you ever get a chance, read it in its entirety. Here's the words that most of you are familiar with. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable, you know what unalienable means? It means can't take them away. Unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of
Happiness.
Yeah, the pursuit of happiness. So that's helped me to get to the point where I wrote my book. So how do you pursue happiness, and how do you know when you get it? Well, there's kind of a formula, and it started, you don't catch it, you give it. How does that work? That's you. And he talked about that in his training. Each and every person in this room is uniquely gifted. You're going to be a doctor one day, right? Wasn't that picture of you on there? You have a gift. It's in your heart. Right now, when you go to school, the whole point of teaching you is to help you discover what that gift is. And for all of us that are in this room, moms and dads and loved ones, all right, sometimes it isn't readily evident. Sometimes it emerges. Sometimes you go through waypoints, and then people come in and out of your life, and then you discover what your true talent really is. But you are uniquely gifted. I love this quote here. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. All right, here's where it starts coming together. Typically, I do about a 1 hour speech on this, so we're doing the speed version of this. All right, we're going to try and get it together. How to serve. How to serve. So you're gifted. I believe good Lord gifted us. I believe that's where it came from. That's for me. You can try and figure out where you think it came from. I think it came from Him. I discovered my gift to generate happiness. And I've come to figure that true happiness does not come from what you get. It's not the big house, the nice car, a wad of money. All right? All of us like to have a wad of money in our pocket, right? Wouldn't that be neat? All right? It's good. You can buy things with it, but is it necessarily where the happiness comes from? The happiness comes from serving others with your talent, whatever that is. Develop it, discover it, mold it. And you may go on your journey and you're not too sure, and then you're going to meet somebody that's going to have an impact on you. And you may think you're going in a certain direction, and all of a sudden somebody influences you, and this thing grows inside of you, and maybe you change your path. Let me give my son as an example. He went to college, UCF, graduated with 2 degrees. So proud of him. One in finance and one in business management with an entrepreneurial track. So proud of my son. He went up to Tennessee with his best friend. They both graduated together to study how to be in the finance business. They were going to get rich in the finance business. They trained for a year, 2 degrees. Came back down and said, Dad, give me a list of your contacts. I'm going to call them. I'm going to sell them these products. 6 months later, he comes to me and says, Dad, I hate it. He says, we're gonna start a catering company. Are you kidding me? Do you know how hard it is to make it in this industry in Tampa with the highest mortality rate in the hospitality industry? He says, Dad, I want to have what you have. I want to generate happiness. What do you say to that? 4 years in a row. I asked him, I said, son, what about your 2 degrees? A year of training. He said, Dad, I'm going to use everything I learned there to be successful. Last 4 years in a row, they've been voted the #1 catering company in Tampa. Salt Block Hospitality.
Wow.
Very proud. I'm telling you all that to help you understand there is something in all of you. Serve with that talent. And when you serve at the highest level, that is how you say thank you. And things will come to you that you never even dreamed of because you did what you did at the highest possible level. All right, almost done here. I got one more quote. I think. Do I got one more? Or 2 more? Let me see. Oh yeah. This is a great quote. No!
Jumped ahead.
That's a good slide.
All right, here's the quote. The quote is, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Give you a little example. 1968, my brother's working at Grumman's in Long Island, New York. They make military hardware. And there was a guy that was retiring, that for umpteen years, he was a riveter. He made jet airplanes. If you ever look at a jet airplane, you see all those little panels, all those little tiny rings. For 30 some odd years, 40, I don't know how many years. That's all this guy did. He was a riveter. So when they interviewed him, they said, Joe Glotz, what did you do for all those years? And he didn't say I was a riveter. He said, I helped protect the free world. A little bit different perspective there, right? One last example. I'm almost done here. I got a $20 bill. All right, nice and crisp, nice and nice. How many of you would like this $20 bill? I would assume all of you would like this $20 bill. I think everybody out there likes this
assume that.
$20 bill. Okay. I just crumbled it up. How many of you would like that $20 bill still? Everybody still likes the $20 bill. I just stomped on it, I crumbled it. How many of you would still like this $20 bill? I just spit on it. How many of you still want this $20 bill? Whoa, everybody still wants it, huh? Point is, it doesn't matter what you've gone through, how tough that journey's been, you never lose your worth, ever. All right, I need some help. I need you to reach into that pocket, young man, you're gonna help me, and pull out one of those pieces of paper in there, right in there. And give me that one piece of paper. You got one?
Oh boy.
There were 8 pieces of paper. Where's Logan?
Logan.
Who's Logan? Logan, I'm going to give you a clean $20 bill. That's
Oh my
what-
gosh.
All right.
How sweet.
So,
That's yours.
everybody stand up.
Oh, everybody
stand
up.
Everybody. And we got cameras. You're all being filmed here.
Yeah.
All right. We're bringing it home. Remember in the beginning, you jumped into that fire? I found a song while I was jogging one night that finishes perfectly. It's a praise song, but it just kind of fits in here. And remember, you're all being filled. We want to see who really gets into this the best. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Ready? One more time. Thank you all. I love you. Even though I just met you, I love you because I know what you're going to bring to this world. Thank you for the